Welcome back to the Human Side Up podcast, where we explore the intersection of leadership, technology, and what it means to stay human in a world that's changing so damn fast. Today's guest, Ajay Malik, oh my God, I hope you get as much out of him as you possibly can. He's just a little joy bomb that gets dropped in your life. He is the CEO of StudioX-AI and a self-described geek who spent his entire career building systems that work invisibly behind the scenes so that humans can actually shine. So from leading architecture and engineering at Google to founding 3 companies, really, the most recent of which is Studio X, Ajay has always asked deeper questions, and one in particular of what if AI could do the work so that people could do the thinking, the healing, the feeling, and the creating? He has over 100 patents and is on a mission to really democratize AI across business workflows. Ajay isn't just building platforms, he's building philosophies. And in this conversation, we will talk about resilience of skills, adaptability, invisible sorts of leadership. Who are the people who taught him things as he walked along the path to being where he is today? And why the future of work isn't just about automation, but it's about amplification of humanity. So, whether you're an engineer, a founder, or just someone who's wondering how to keep your humanity in the age of machines, this episode is for you. Welcome to Human Side Up, and I'm so excited today to have Ajay Malik on our podcast. He is pure joy in a smile. Look at this face. I was so excited. I was telling him as we were getting started that I was so excited today to know that I was going to have this little bright spot to look forward to. So thank you so much for being here. I'm excited to have this conversation with you.
Thank you for having me. Very excited to be here.
All right. Well, how we kick things off around here is I ask a question of all of our guests, which is, what are 2 or 3 things about you, words that you would use to describe yourself that we might not see on your very impressive resume or CV, but that have helped you become and land where you are? And when did you start to know those as true about yourself and embrace them as true?
Oh, you are looking for positive things, perhaps.
You can tell me what you want.
I, I I am a very big procrastinator.
Okay. Note to self.
Okay, and it's always somehow end up there, and but I perform. I think I perform very well, mm, and I'm able to prioritize very well because of the delays I have introduced. And second thing you will not see on my resume or anywhere is I am I work very, very hard. I but there is a catch. I love my work so much. Honestly, I worry and wonder that maybe I'm having too much fun and I need to work. And it's so contradicting. Like, so for the people, it seems like, oh, I'm working, and I am feeling I need to work because I sometimes feel I use the word, that word hedonism, where you are just enjoying pleasure and like I feel like that's what all I'm doing. I'm
That's
like,
amazing.
yeah, it's a very, and people think, oh, I'm working so hard, and I'm like, no, but they see me and they see me with my laptop and they think they assume, and that's it. It is even my son says, "Oh, Papa, you are different. Most people don't like their work like this."
Yeah.
And so that thing, and what else? And my I like to learn a lot. I like to learn all tools. So like I have learned tools which I just learn them because I enjoy them. Like I'm good in Adobe tools. They are like not even like I don't even never needed them. I don't even need to be good in Photoshop, Illustrator, and all, but I'm very good in those because I just enjoy them.
Ah,
So,
I love this. There's already a theme. It's joy. It's, finding things you like to do. That's great. So when did you realize that you were a procrastinator?
people tell you.
That's true. People will tell you.
Like I am packing for the last 30 minutes and my wife is preparing in last 2 weeks. Okay. And in the meetings, we have a term we use like negative seconds, like when we are like the meeting has started and we are still finishing things. so, so I think I don't even know. Probably, well, I don't remember a lot. I'm old, so I don't remember my childhood, so I have no idea what I, but I think, what I think of like, I have been like this for a long period now,
I
very long.
appreciate that. And all the people around you know it. So do they accommodate, or do you make accommodations and plans, or do they just accommodate your?
No, they sometimes are like, oh, they are getting stressed out. They're maybe sometimes they are like very worried or like, oh, we should not do this next time, and that's how it is.
That's how it is. But I love that the other one is a balance to that, is that you're just enjoying what you're doing.
Oh,
And that's such a gift. And I think that we spend a lot of time working on things that don't bring us joy, or that we don't find pleasure in, right? Or we've lost it. Maybe we used to feel that way and we don't anymore. So I think the notion of people doing what they love is awesome. So I think that's
blessing.
fantastic.
It's a true blessing. I tell you. Yeah, I think I would be miserable in anything else. It's like, thank God.
Yeah,
Thank God.
I love it. I love it. So talk to us a little bit, for those who don't know you, AJ, and they don't know that you have worked with some of the largest corporations and been responsible for some incredible tech that works behind the scenes to make their lives easier, which I want to talk a little bit about too. What are you doing now? What is it that you are loving that is taking your time and energy but bringing you joy?
AI.
AI. What about it?
We have built our own platform and ability to enable people to start using AI. And so it's a cool product. It does good things. It's useful, but we are using AI so much. So that is giving me so much pleasure and so much. I I honestly lot of times burst into laughter sitting alone because I am interacting with AI and it does something so incredible. Or I learn I'm learning from AI every day. Everybody talks about like how AI learns and how AI will do this, that. But you know what? I'm learning like so many things, how to be a better human from AI. AI is like no grudges. It just continues. No, does not dwell in the past, right? Like you made a mistake, move on. Next time it doesn't say, oh, but you said this, so you said this, you said that. Nothing. AI is like, and even like, not just that, even like how I interact with AI, like, when I'm dealing with AI, I am just like, if it doesn't do well, I just start a new conversation or I laugh and prompt again and prompt again. And like, but, but when I'm dealing with people, I am not like that. So I'm learning I can be better when dealing with people when I am so forgiving to AI and not as forgiving to people.
Yeah.
So it's so interesting. You know what I'm saying? So I'm enjoying this. Like it's such a learning every day in so many ways.
I love that. I mean, that's a whole book. You just gave us the whole outline for your next book, AJ. But I think you're totally right. I think it's very interesting that this is the worst AI is ever going to be, right? Like that notion is incredible because it's learning and teaching at this astronomical rate. Like I don't think anybody building this for the last 20, 30, 40 years had any idea that we would
Oh,
hit this inflection point where it was just going to go so freaking fast that
so
people were not going to be able to even wrap their heads around. And by the
this
time they
is,
wrap their head around what was happening today, it'd be different tomorrow. Like
you
nobody
know,
could have expected that, right?
no, nobody. You know
Yeah.
what? Like world has seen major discoveries, major invention, right? Whether it's internet, whether it's telephone, cell phone, or whether it's refrigerator or microwave or airplane,
Yeah.
this thing is like, wow.
This is fire. Like as I know the
Yeah,
kids say fire like something's awesome, but I'm like, no, this is like actual fire
yeah. This
changing the way the
it
world
is. It is.
literally
It's
works.
complete. Literally,
Yeah.
it is like so. And if you want to see it in a very negative way, it is like a the with just to like the power of AI. It's like everybody has like now an atom bomb in their hand. So like if they there
If they
is a
so
huge
choose. Yeah.
negative use case happening already in the world, right? And more potential, right? But there is so much positive also. It's actually, you know what you said the word fire. It's actually the fire.
Yeah.
It is it's like it's very useful for cooking, heating, and everything, and it's very bad. It can cause huge devastation,
Right.
and AI is exactly like that.
It's a
Full
tool.
fire.
It's a
Yeah.
tool that needs to be used by humans for better
Yes.
human things. I
Oh
appreciate
yes.
that. Okay, so let's back up just a little bit. I'd like to you have often described yourself as a sort of lifelong geek who thrives on creating things, right? But
Yes. Yes.
creation isn't just technical. It's very emotional, it's very cultural to the point of what you were just saying. Like you're learning from technology. It's very human. And so
Yes.
when I think about how you grew up and where you grew up in a very different time and space than where we are now, I'm curious if, as you look back on those years before Google, before you were doing this stuff with Studio X, what experiences did you have or mentors did you have who most shaped the way that you think about leadership and the responsibility that technology can have in people's lives? And maybe it wasn't that they were teaching you that, but they were teaching you because they didn't know yet that you needed to
No,
be prepared for this
no,
world.
no.
But
I
they are
actually,
teaching you about humanity and in your
oh,
leadership or
everything.
your work.
I that is. I think if you say it right, like okay, I will tell you. Okay, I am a blessed person. Okay, I am like I have gotten. Thank God. That's all I can say. Everything. Okay,
Yeah.
and God or universe, thank universe or whatever. It is so much helping me, protecting me, giving me direction. It's unbelievable. Okay, and I can tell you from the starting point when I was in school, and India has entrance exams, and you have to figure out like what you will do. And I get you do the entrance exam, and then I got good rank, and it was like okay, my father checked around like what should my son do now, what field he should do, right? He wants to be an engineer, but what should he do? Civil engineer, mechanical? And then people advised him that he should do computer science. It's an upcoming field, and it will be very well for him long term. And he got good advice here, right?
And here you
And I was
are.
like, okay, and I moved in that. And then the whole career. If you think career is so random, it's like the the bosses you get, the companies you work, the projects you do, your teammates in each project. It's all a random, completely random from one to another. And I have been so lucky. My bosses, like since you said mentors, my bosses. Actually, the one thing I really want to write about is oh, thank God to my bosses. Okay. And I have changed a lot of jobs also. So I have so many of bosses. Okay. But they were all good. My first boss, his name was Maduresh. He was in India. He's still here. And so good. And every boss I can go, like my boss in Bay Network, Jane Lee, she was so good. In Bay Networks we had Basil Alwan, so good. My boss in Motorola, Sujay Hajela, Anthony Bartolo. Okay, every boss in Google, my boss Kamran Sistani Zadeh. Oh my God, I have learned so much, like about caring people, about what you should do with your people, how you should treat them, how they react to things, how you they were all better humans, honestly.
Mm.
And that better humans, better managers, whatever you. So I learned so much from them. To me, I am like trying to still copy. Like I had a boss, Jamie Lerner, and in Cisco, and one day he says he's teaching me, and they're all guiding you. Ajay, you don't have to answer like this. You know what? In such meeting, you can always, anytime, you know what? Just make it a rule. You know what? You tell them, give it 24 hours. If Then I will get back. And even if you have already made a decision. But and you know what? Okay, I learned how to do this.
Yeah.
Okay, so that at least other people get the satisfaction of that I have thought it through. Otherwise, sometimes people may not feel good about that you took this too fast or whatever. But you learn small things, big things. I'm like 100% is what I have observed and seen and learned, and it is good. Like Kamran in Google, he used to talk to me all the time, and general conversation and work conversations and non-work conversation. And one day he was explaining, Ajay, life is so random. You know what? You are going in the car, and I would see I'm in this side of the car. I have so much money and everything, and on the other side there is somebody homeless, just 3 millimeter glass, and that person has nothing. And the only reason is randomly where the person was born and what it is, and I am where, and why this person is there has nothing to do with who I am. It's just a random sequence. So you have to always count your blessings. It is, and so you know what? So that's the thing. Working with so many bosses, good people, and of good projects and all, it has made my career whatever it is.
I love that because our our career really is the sum of our experiences, right? And what we bring to the table is a piece of it, and it's so valuable that it can be made or broken by the person on the other side of the table seeing in you what you bring to the table or not taking the time to see in you what they bring to the table. And so one of these lines I'm hearing, or one of these through lines I'm hearing as you're talking about these bosses that you've had, because I was going to ask you, what does good mean? And then you started talking about the simple examples that they've given you, or the way that they have um, given you a piece of advice or something to work on that was really tangible, that changed how you were perceived in the
Oh,
room.
100%,
Yeah.
100%.
And so the growth comes from not only how you show up, but that they are willing to see the thing in you and invest in that thing that's in you.
100%. I give you one more example. Okay. I, I had I was working in the symbol technologies, and I was doing one project and it was going well. And then there was another big project started, and our general manager decided that somebody else will lead that project. And I was like, oh, why they did not give it to me? I could have done that and all those things, right? Then my boss, Amandeep Sambi, he was like, we had a meeting, right? Like had a meeting with me and Ajay. He said, I know you are very upset because you did not get the second big project happening in the company, but you have a big one. And he says, you know what? I know you work hard, so you can do both projects. But I want you to think like this. You will do both projects. Each project you will put 100% of time. You will you will work 200%, and then you will still put 100% time on both, and you will do both projects well. Instead, I I want you to think like this. On the first project which you have, I want you to do 160%. Do more than what you would have done. Go further. You will be still less than 200%, and the impact you will make on that project will be 160%. At the end, in the first scenario, you will do both projects 100% each. I was like, hmm, something a very interesting way to explain and like how. And I said, okay, and I will do this, okay, because it kind of clicked to me that I can put more energy, more effort, and make it more successful. And we did. I made it more. I did more song and dance around the project, more everything. And in fact, we delivered the project a month before it was supposed to finish. Even the customer was very super duper happy. They gave the whole team a, I don't remember. That was first time like this was customer was HP, and they actually gave the whole team. We had a team about 60 people, and they gave a party in like Cheesecake Factory or something. They just came like, you guys are so good,
Wow.
and that project went so well. Yeah, like it established me. In fact, I got promotions and moved further. You see, so he guided it and he gave the right direction.
Yeah. That's such a great example because especially when someone is thinking about how do I become a better leader, almost always their game plan has to do with doing more,
Yeah.
right? Having more responsibilities, not
Yes.
doing better with the ones that I have. I think
Yes.
that's a really interesting perspective.
Yes, it is, and it always works. It's a
Yeah.
very good way of thinking.
Yeah.
He seeded this permanently in my life.
Yeah.
That it's not about doing 10 things, 20 things, it's about doing the five things super well. They matter.
Oh,
And it makes
magic.
yeah, magic.
It is. It's focus is somehow magical and yet we can be very easily distracted. So I absolutely love that. I'm gonna be thinking about that myself for the foreseeable future here.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
so one of the things when you were at Google, you were entrusted with designing and engineering, worldwide corporate networks, right? An infrastructure that served millions of people really rather seamlessly. That was the objective, right? And I'm curious if thinking about how you walked into that project thinking I can give 160% because I expect that you have done every single project you've ever done since then at 160%. Um, but I'm curious in thinking about that, serving such a broad global audience and being so intentional about keeping human beings at the center of everything that you do. How in that project or in the project since have you really thought about your perspective on quality and sort of inclusion in thinking about people that you're serving and how because they're such disparate end users. There's not always a single ICP that you're trying to serve. So how do you think about that sort of diversity of the people you're serving as you're really coming down to what is best for the whole?
So good question. Very interesting. Okay. And I think this is where I got hooked into AI. And this is how it got connected. All the dots got connected. Okay. Because and in fact, it was not even called AI as much. We were using it and we would use the terms models and techniques and everything, but AI was not a really buzzword. Okay. And people would not even understand. And internally, we treat them as like software. Okay. And the key thing was two things, which were the AI part. One was personalized experience, understanding how we are using it and giving you back the experience the same way and keep giving you what you want. Prioritize, personalize the experience exactly how you use it. So learn from your behavior. So give a very individual experience to each person. That is where I got connected with AI. That was the whole experience, learning that AI can be used for personalized experience and making sure that each person individual gets the experience, learn from their behavior, learn from their patterns and provide that. And the other part was look at the whole network and forecast how the network, what will be the needs of network, because how it is growing. We have to provide, because the experience is also a very important part of experience in networks is capacity and latency. So will the network be able to handle everything as people grow? And if this is the pattern of growth, right? Like for example, in 2015, the network traffic doubled in 6 months. Okay,
Wow.
think like this. So things are happening, right? So the more you have forecast. So this is where I got hooked into AI learning, and AI was the driver to learn and provide what you want, what you expect, and long term continuously, because it takes time. You cannot just go and add new servers or switches or routers in a day. It takes time. So you have to have planning, but you don't do planning just like the old world planning. Hey, let's buy a network which is 8 times the capacity of what we need, and then we will go with that, right? No, you project it, figure it out, and personalize experience, how you use it, right? Like, and how, even think like the simple things, like you suppose you are using Wi-Fi, you are using Wi-Fi at home, your family is using it, so many things going on, everybody is connected using devices, so everybody expects a different outcome from their network. The person gaming is expecting a very low latency so that they can play their games fast. The person watching TV is in a different mood. The person who is just doing emails is something different. So, everything. And if the more personalized experience you get and more projection around the capacity, that's what we started doing. And that's how we were able to provide good and provide good service.
So, as you were thinking about that and making the leap from being in a leadership position at Google and moving into starting Studio X and doing your own thing, that's different, right? Like being a leader in an organization that is well funded, well respected, well known, has a bunch of infrastructure, it has resources you can draw upon, is very different than start setting up your own shop and starting all over. So what was it that was sort of the catalyst for you to say, yeah, I can't not do this. I have got to go do this thing?
So, first of all, this is my third startup. I I enjoy. I I enjoy the because I enjoy the enjoyment of working. I like the freedom that comes when you are working on your own. Okay. You know that those sayings, right? Like, hey, I quit a 40-hour a week job so that I could do 120 hours a week myself. And that is true. And I enjoy. So to me, having that freedom, having that I can make my decisions right or wrong and do whatever, right? That is so much important. So I always tend in that direction. I do big companies, I have done that, right? Who knows what I will do in future, right? But I like both. I enjoy the corporate big world where you have tremendous amount of money, $180 million budget, and it's good. And then I also enjoy that, hey, we are thinking, should we take this $100 per month subscription?
That's it.
I think there is something about the freedom of, I think the degrees of freedom that you get when you are on your own, I don't think you can beat it.
Yeah, there's something
And,
there.
but although a lot of companies, they have work their groups like startup inside the groups, so they are fun. So I think you can have good fun in corporate also. So I
I
think
think
they
you have
both
fun
fine.
wherever you are. I don't know if we can I don't know if we could
Maybe
just
it is.
align that with business,
Yes.
um but I'm very curious. So when you think about, because you are so human first and thinking about your leadership style and the products that you deliver, um, you know, your current project, Studio X, is really about letting AI do the work. Like you really lead with that as a notion, right? So in doing so, I think there's a real, I'd like to get your take on this. Please tell me if I'm wrong, and where I'm wrong. I think that because technology is able to do so many things, our initial fear is that it's going to take my job or I'm going to become redundant. But sort of look at it and think maybe, I mean, yes, like some things are going to go away. But what it opens up is this space for us to be so creative around things we never even had time to think that we might be able to do, because we were busy doing the things that technology is doing. So that creativity that we were kind of talking about on the front end of things, I'm curious if when you were talking about you're learning from AI and it's helping you become, a better human, right? When we think about what people are going to be able to do with technology as they are enabled by AI doing pieces of their job, where do you see that in your industry? We'll stick with sort of engineering, we'll stick with, um, or if you want to go someplace else, you can. What do you think we're suddenly going to be able to do that we didn't even know we could open up? Like, where's the creativity going to come in engineering? Where's the creativity going to come in these very traditional kinds of roles?
I think creativity will, like the Jurassic Park movie, life finds its
Life
way.
finds a way.
I think creativity finds a way.
Yeah.
Okay. Although I would say that, right? Everybody doesn't want to be creative. Everybody. So there is a challenge which world will see. Okay. Even if we are trying to sugarcoat it, right? That jobs will get created in other ways, or people will be able to do a lot of things. I think we will see a lot of job loss. Uh, we will see tremendous job loss. Okay, because a lot of people, you know what? Here is the thing: about 2 billion people still don't even have internet in the world. So you know what? So think about those people. They are not learning AI soon. They will be just many of them will just get replaced by AI without even knowing what hit them. Okay. So there is a bit of sadness that's about to happen. Okay. How fast, how soon, but it is. And it's not like this. It will not create as many jobs as it will eliminate. That's also a fact. Okay. Sad facts. Okay. However, what will happen? And I think that is the thing that will actually protect the world. Uh, and that thing is because there is AI. So the velocity or acceleration of innovation or the roadmaps, what you can do, right? Like, you don't need to do a 3-year project. That project can be done in 6 months. That project can be done in 3 months. That project can be done in 3 weeks, 3 days, 3 hours, right? What that will do is it will create a effect where people are moving so much fast to control that or to keep up with that momentum of able to deliver, we will need people to control it. And so there will be a lot more project managers, a lot more salespeople, a lot more marketing people, even though we will be using AI, but there will be the human in the loop, human in the loop will be like 15%, 85% will be done by AI. But that 15%, but we need so much of 15%. So if you think like the work velocity is more than 6 times, what that means is you will need same one marketing person for that much velocity. So you can't eliminate the work. And then if like what we feel in our own company, the productivity has gone up 25 times. We can produce things 25 times faster. If we can do that much, what that means is the people we need for sales, marketing, support, testing, all other things, even if they are using AI, because they are still 15% human in the loop, you need so many of them. And that's what will happen. Okay. I really believe that we will lose jobs, but because of the velocity, acceleration, we will have so much to do that will create it. And human in the loop is not going away. And what that means is that human in the loop is the one which is being created, which is the one. So, you know what I tell, like other day, I wrote an article and it was about that software engineers will not be like the traditional software engineers. They will be more like, learn from a symphony orchestra where the conductor is doing it. And then you have bunch of AI agents coding for you, doing things for you. But you need that good skill. Creativity will come because now you are creative, like, and you have tons of agents working for you. So, like, 2.5 years back, I told my team, everybody is now, every individual in our company is now a manager of one, at least one, and that's the AI. Nobody should think that AI is another engineer. AI is your engineer. Use it and do your job better and well. Skill is not the differentiator. You have the AI who has the skill. So you need to figure out how to get things done, what to do. Wherever AI goes wrong, you protect it. You think better. That's how the creativity is coming now using AI.
Really like that perspective on everyone is, a manager of one, because I think that a lot of times, as right now, as organizations are trying to figure out how to bring AI into their companies, they really struggle um, because people don't know what the expectations are, right? And their bosses don't know what the expectations are. So nobody knows what they're supposed to be doing. So this idea that you are a manager of one, you're responsible for the outputs of this thing, you are responsible for how it goes about doing its work and what it delivers. I think it's a really interesting perspective. And I think that it's becoming more and more important that we look at not the traditional skill sets either, but that we look at things like people's ability to learn and their ability to connect dots between seemingly disparate ideas or notions, and to take on new technologies and to be able to think through resilience, right? And being able to pivot in an organization. I think being able to think through those things and looking for those types of skills in our teams it's gonna matter, right? We're gonna hire differently because
100%.
yeah,
100%. And that is the key. And you know what? And people, and this is why it's so hard to predict how much creativity or where. But because now those people, human in the loop, have a role where they are using a lot of AI, you know what? They will learn from how AI is doing. And they will figure out how they are doing wrong and how they can do better. And they will use them. So, and then what else can I do? It will just open up the creativity.
yeah,
It will just open up. We don't even have to force it.
yeah,
It's because it's like this, you know what? Like, well, I don't know if people still say that, but my mother would be like, "Hey, you have to hang in the school, hang around with the smarter kids always, because you always want to hang around with the ones who are doing well always, right?" And she would push for that, like, and like if you're not hanging out in the wrong group, she is like, "Okay, that's not good." Okay, and that's the key, I think. And when you hang around with bunch of smart AI agent, I think we will become very smart.
get a little smarter. I like it. So what keeps you up at night about AI?
About AI,
Yeah,
well, then, well, I know that it is being abused. The wrong people will use it. That is the thing. I think, you know what? Today I'm sitting with you like this. 6 months, then maybe you may think you're talking to me, but it will be my just AI incarnation doing your podcast. I have that, and it does very well. So you will not even know. I can replace it, and suddenly you are like, wow. And that's the thing,
yeah,
you know. So
yeah,
that is the thing, that there will be a, what do you say, people will do things which we which will do people will do bad things using
yeah,
AI.
yeah, they will.
And people will control it, because AI is like something, some big country leaders, big people who have capacity or capability to control it, they will try to control it. Uh, that's the fear.
So
But
how do we mitigate that?
there is no mitigation. Just continue. Use it, become an expert in AI and be smart, so that, you know what, that's how it is. Like, how do you mitigate spam calls? There's
Right.
so many happening, right?
Yeah.
Emails. You can create some processes around it and you work around it, right? And I think we have to be good. And you know what? The world works because majority is still good. So
Yeah. That's true. We have to the good folks have to link arms together, right? So
yes,
we
that's how
can
it
do the
works.
thing. Yeah. It's absolutely true. So, how can the folks who have been listening here today be helpful to you?
How can the people be
Yeah.
helpful to me?
Yeah.
I think I think everybody who is not using AI, unless they are in a physical work profession, like they're cooking or hair cutting or some professions, nursing, right? I think unless your profession uses your hands, literally, like, and that's how, and I don't use much hands now because I tell the AI and then AI is coding and I'm sitting like this, right? So, so if unless your profession is, which is physical labor, you have to start using AI. Otherwise, you will not be useful for me or anyone. You have to learn how to use AI, how to do your job better, how to be more efficient, how to be more quality, how to be everything. You can be everything using AI. So I think everybody has to learn AI. That is first thing. But if they are, then here is the thing. We need conductors. We need people who can use AI. We need those people because they can be amazing project managers, program managers, even coders. They don't have to have the skill set because they can use it. It's like having team. As I said, manager of one, it works. You can have, and this is a powerful one. Okay, and you can have multiple conversations going at the same time. You could be talking to Chat GPT, Gemini, Claude, Grok, all at the same time, and right, and having using them. So that's the thing. People have to be efficient and proficient in AI, using AI, and I think they can be useful for everybody. And we will see so many people make so much money because of that.
Yeah. Okay. What have I not asked you today that I should have asked you? Or is there something you'd like to leave us with as a gift from you?
Gift from me. I would say if they are thinking, worried about AI or worried about their job loss, or they are like, oh, I don't have time. How do I deal with it? And how do I learn this now? Or what do I do?
Mhm.
Right? Or my career is getting stagnated or whatever, you're stressed, feel free to schedule a meeting with me. I have time because I use AI, so I do have time for talking. So I can talk to you and reach out to me on LinkedIn or 30 minutes, my link, and I will schedule some time with me.
I love it. I love it. I have time now because I use AI. That's fantastic. Well, thank you so, so very much for sharing all of your experience with us today. There were 47 different directions we could have gone with this conversation because of your experience and all of the contributions that you have made to the world of tech and continue to make. So thank you for all that you're doing and encouraging us all to do our part as well.
Very nice. Very nice.
All
Thank you.
right.
It was good talking to you.
Thank you. All right, everyone. I hope that brought as much joy to your day as it did to mine. Like just a 10x. Ajay is just a sweet human and so smart, brilliant. I wanted to ask him 16 more questions. I really wanted to dive into the notion of ethical AI. And so maybe I'll get to do that on another podcast or in real life one of these days. But in the meantime, he did express to you how you can reach out and support him in his work, and he likes chatting with people. So we'll put his contact information in his LinkedIn bio in the show notes. And I do encourage you to reach out to him and thank him for everything he has contributed to our world, which is tech that works behind the scenes that we don't see, and the stuff that he's doing now with AI. So thank you so much for listening. I look forward to catching up with you all again soon. If you have questions for us, reach out. Otherwise, I will see you again soon. And in the meantime, keep the human side up.